Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm just wanting to tell you that I listened to you for a long time. I'm one of them survivors from the 70s or mid-70s CPS, kidnap and kill children. And I'm telling you, they kidnap you and they rewire your brain. You can't even think right anymore.
Well, no, they admit that some states, 76% are on drugs. On average, 68% of children they grab, they put on 7 drugs on average. And there's been doctors in the news in Texas. WOAI-TV did a great report. You can Google it on foster kids on drugs. And he said he saw kids, healthy and happy 5-year-olds they'd taken that were in wheelchairs 2 years later. One kid they put on 18 drugs because the CPS and the foster families get more money the more drugs and the more health problems your kids got, and they use them to test pesticides on them. New York Daily News, in fact, Google foster children, pesticides tested on foster children. And you'll see all over the country. I mean, they kill them. They give them in a month pesticide, and then they chain them down. They try to escape, and they murder them. I mean, they just murder. They take the organs. It's just murder, killing, death, frothing, doing whatever they want. You cannot imagine how, because people won't believe the evil's going on, so the evil just has free reign. The devil's biggest trick was convincing the world he didn't exist, and boy, these are human devils that are out there. Let's talk to Chris in Florida. Chris, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, I'd like to talk about the de facto versus the de jure government that I've had a victory on, but more importantly, since I have less than a minute probably, there's one remedy that is clinically proven effective not only against the side effects of the various vaccinations that cause the hemorrhagic fever, but also flus cause hemorrhagic fever.
No, you're right. And again, for those that don't know what hemorrhagic fever is, explain, causes an autoimmune response, then the lungs fill with the liquid, you're being killed by the vaccines, they know it and don't care.
Yes, and colostrum is that remedy. I've read a whole lot about colostrum. Those with healthy immune systems they're more vulnerable to some kinds of flu, which can kill fewer by the complications of the infection.
Because you're getting hemorrhagic fever. Hemorrhagic tends to hit people with healthy the more healthy immune systems.
And it causes the internal bleeding caused by the immediate extreme inflammatory immune response. And the immune modulator colostrum, or bovine colostrum, I've been taking for years. It's clinically proven effective against things like Guillain-Barré syndrome and multiple sclerosis, autoimmune disorders. It helps modulate the immune system if it's overactive, or bring it up if it actually has live antibodies that you can absorb that are protected and can be absorbed in the gut. It's very antifungal, bacterial, anti-cancer.
Good. Hey, sounds like great info. Write an article about it from your perspective, citing medical research. I know a lot of that's been cited. And send it to writers@infowars.com. Thank you so much. Remember, me going quickly to calls is what enables me to get others on. That's why you guys are getting on the show today, and we love talking to you. Let's talk to Tony in Maryland, and then Lola. Tony, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing? I'm a big fan of the show. I got your Don't Tread on Me shirt on, wearing it down here to try to see if I can't find the NLE09.
Awesome. Again, the T-shirts are really spreading the word. Available at Infowars.com. Thanks for reminding me I hadn't plugged those yet.
I got a couple the other night. The 1776 is the answer to 1984. And then it was another one, Save the USA. But anyway, that's beside the fact. I was trying to look and see if there was any FEMA drills going on here in Washington, D.C., and I'm not sure where they're at. But
well, they never announce them to the enemy. But if you go to FEMA.org, we've posted and shown all their press releases about the 14 countries and foreign troops, and some are tabletop exercises, some are in the streets, some are on bases, some are in towns. Google terrorism drill and the name of your city, and then you'll see it. But take Camp Mabry and the stuff going on there, and other stuff going on in Waco we've confirmed is going on. That is nowhere in the news. So where I live, this is going on, but it's not in the news.
Okay, I know a guy that's that was in Waco. He was one of the planners, and I see him all the time. And I was like, hey, he had special forces in the rear firing on the people. And he said, oh yeah, I know.
Well, that's in the Congress's own report that Delta Force was there shooting the people. And then there's the flare footage of them shooting the people. And the news said those troops with rifles and those flashes, that is an anomaly. And you see the guns with the Christmas tree flash on video. But because it's black and white, they said, well, I mean, that'd be like if you had an elephant in your room and they said, that's not an elephant. You're like, well, he's got a trunk and ears and looks like he pooped on the floor right there. And they're like, nope, there's no elephant. You know, I mean, it's troops shooting the Davidians on video, the flare footage, and they go, no, that's not what it is. Let's go.
Wake up. Hello?
Yep. Go ahead and finish, sir. I thought I'd let you go. Go ahead.
And the funny thing is, I'm right here in front of the American Bar Association. Is it true that it's the American Barrister Association? And that
I hear that, and they say it means the accredited bar, British registry, all that. And look, I looked into it, couldn't find that. I appreciate your call. My whole point is everybody obsesses over all that mythology all day instead of warning people not to take the shots. Let's talk to Lola in Vegas. Lola, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hi, Alex. We just love you so much.
We love you, Lola.
Woke us up, and we've done a lot of things to change and prep for our family. You know, the other day, though, as far as this FEMA exercise, my husband was at the Home Depot, and he saw some German soldiers. They weren't in uniform. He said, these are militaries. He's ex-military. And they were talking German, and then the one guy, he didn't respond. They were almost talking to him. And then the one guy says, let's start the war. So they're out here doing their exercises. We noticed a great big Homeland Security building on Pecos Boulevard out here. This is pretty recent.
Well, wait a minute. The German soldiers were stomping around shooting their mouths off?
Yeah, right out in the Home Depot parking lot.
So he was talking to them, and were they
He
joking?
wasn't talking to them. They were talking real loud so that he could hear, you know. And then he didn't respond, and he was busy working. He's getting a part for his job. And so he's like, wow, you know. And then they said, let's start the war in English, you know. And he was stationed in
Germany. They can't wait to take on the American people.